everyone. Over the last few weeks, the only beings who could see into the Fortress of Nerditude would be Superman and cats. The fortress has been totally dark for winter hiatus.
What about vampires? Can vampires see in the dark?
Or
how about the wolf in Little Red Riding Hood? You know, the whole, Grandma, big eyes, the better to see you with stuff. Though I don't think that was in total darkness. Yes, the set was dark, but N3 actually was out in the community. We had an information table at the Geek series for the Colorado Symphony, and we went to the Sherlock exhibition at the Denver Museum of Nature and Science. We'll show you a video of that later. We send our thanks to the Symphony and DMNS.
Maybe we should start a Where's the Nerd Squad game. People could go on our Facebook page and tell us, where they've seen us. We could wear the shirt, a hat.
I think I'll pass on that as I don't totally rock the candy cane look. Anyway, back to the show. There's so much that has happened and that is going to happen, so we'll tell you about that.
And we'll look back to the future, which should be fun.
And we'll show you how to stay alert with some Geek Fuel and how to waste time with the internet.
And we'll compete again for cooler host. It's always me, but officially with the rules of Where the Virtual Scream am I? Well, it's still me!
New year, new cool. I'm not sure that even makes sense. Anyway, as always, we're broadcasting glorious nerd person point of view. Time for what has happened while we were away.
Roll it, crew.
Star Wars The Force Awakens opened last month to rave reviews and is now approaching the worldwide $2 billion mark. However, projections indicate that it is losing steam and has a shot in the dark to pass the all-time box office leader Avatar, which it holds with $2.78 billion. J.J. Abrams' new take on the trilogy has been ultimately received with praise and positivity, and hopes are now even higher for the final 2 episodes of the saga. Alas, there have been some grumblings, like how this episode of Star Wars is a by-the-line remake of the original Star Wars, A New Hope. Most of the criticisms, I'm guessing, are coming from Avatar fans, and for them I ask, did you ever see Pocahontas?
We would like to take a moment to honor the life of Alan Rickman, a brilliant man and entertainer. Before getting his big break on the big screen in Die Hard, Rickman was an accomplished stage actor. He earned nominations for Tonys as well as a Drama Desk Award with the Royal Shakespeare Company and the Royal Court Theatre. His most beloved character, of course, was our sour, vindictive, condescending, and ever so complex Hogwarts professor, Severus Snape. Thank you for bringing so many intricate characters to life in a way only you could, Mr. Rickman.
Nerds around the world know Gates McFadden as Dr. Beverly Crusher from Star Trek: The Next Generation. But a small percentage also know that she served as director of choreography for a number of Jim Henson films, most notably Labyrinth, starring the late, great David Bowie. As a musical and fashion pioneer, Bowie enlightened the world to new ways of doing things, new ways of thinking, new ways of listening, and probably most notoriously at the time, new ways of expressing oneself in the way we dress. Bowie was a trendsetter in every sense of the word, and for that, we cannot commend him enough.
As the old saying goes, bad things come in threes. 2016 continues to steal amazing human beings as Marvin Minsky, the pioneer of artificial intelligence, was also taken away from us. Minsky laid the foundation for the field of artificial intelligence by demonstrating the possibilities of imparting common sense reasoning into computers. Way back in 1959, Minsky co-founded the MIT Artificial Intelligence Laboratory, which also would have an astounding impact on the modern computing industry as we know and love today. 2016, from me to you, stop being such a serial killer of trailblazing nerds. Or else.
Are you disappointed with some of the gifts you received for the holidays? One geeky dad named David Weiberg went to some pretty great lengths to make sure his son had the coolest gift story to tell back at school. Weiberg constructed the entire bridge of the Star Trek Enterprise from the original 1960s Star Trek series. He was able to construct the behemoth set by using the original blueprints from the set, then just scaling the measurements down. On Christmas morning, when his son ran down the stairs, he exclaimed, "Ugh, Dad! I said Star Wars. Wars, Dad, not Trek."
Wouldn't it be cool if you saw something in real life, then once you held it up with your phone, you saw something completely different? The new app, Rasmura, enables us to interact with the world around us in just that way. The software creates a digital world map covering our world we perceive with our own human eyes. Much like the wizarding world of Harry Potter, this new technology equips muggles like you and me with the ability to bring still frames to life. Want to liven up that drive holiday card your family sent over the holidays? Razmira is here to add a classy T-Rex and an ugly sweater.
For all you sports geeks out there, the Denver Broncos made it all the way to the championship game. What do they call that game they play in? The Big Bowl? The Super Game? No, that's not it either. Nonetheless, they are headed there to battle against some Panthers from Carolina on February 7th. The real news, however, is how the premiere of the revamped X-Files series was rudely delayed by last week's game. While most people were chanting Peyton and defense, I was at home chanting Mulder and Scully. Now, let's get loco with the local. Local events, roll it! Well, my friends, there are several exciting events coming up this February for you to enjoy. First up is an audible treat. The Colorado Symphony is performing Gustav Holst's The Planets. The suite features 7 movements, 1 for each of the planets. Sadly, there is no Earth movement. To capture their distinct and unique character, this will be Friday, February 5th.
Also from the Colorado Symphony comes the 100-year celebration of the national parks. As part of Side by Side with the Denver Young Artists Orchestra, the group will perform pieces that celebrate and highlight the beauty of the national parks Saturday, February 6th.
Whovians! For you, there is a new ongoing show, The Time Lord, Improvised Sci-Fi. This show is an improv that combines Doctor Who with other sci-fi concept comedies such as Red Dwarf and Rick and Morty. The audience decides where the adventure goes, when it takes place, and what genre of adventure the Doctor and his companion will embark upon. Friday nights at 10 p.m. at the Voodoo Comedy Club.
Looking for a chance to create something powerful? Then you should check out Girls Who Code, which I am a proud member of. This is an after-school program for girls in middle through high school to learn computer science in an intensive, engaging manner while working with women in tech fields. Wednesday, February 3rd, then every following Wednesday at the Denver Public Library. I look forward to seeing you there.
Speaking of women in tech and science, don't miss the last chance to check out Vera Rubin, Bringing the Dark to Light, at the Fisk Planetarium and the Boulder Ensemble Theater are putting on a live performance with state-of-the-art planetarium projections to tell the story of the famous woman of science whose work led to the discovery of dark matter. Saturday, February 6th.
Dark matter, you say? Sounds like magical stuff. Speaking of which, twice a month at the Denver Public Library, the Teen Magic Club, as in The Gathering, is a chance to meet and play with other magic-minded individuals. Whether new to the game or a seasoned player, this event is for you, February 8th and 22nd.
The Denver Public Library also has some other gaming events coming up. One I'm looking forward to is the RPG Maker Workshop. This workshop teaches the basics as well as various tips and tricks to build your own RPG video game. Take what you learn and keep working on it, and there will be an RPG showdown in March. This will be on February 9th.
Leading a charge of geekdom this month, Aurora is about to be invaded by Genghis Khan. What? Colorado's largest and longest-running game-focused convention. Genghis Khan is a 4-day convention and it houses RPGs, board games, anime, and video games, February 11th through 14th.
Finally, don't miss out on a great chance to attend the Colorado Anime Fest. This is the 3-day convention at the Denver Renaissance Hotel featuring all things anime, February 12th through 14th.
If you are interested in any of these events, check out their website for more information. Occasionally, we are privileged enough to go to a local event. Watch this. Roll it, technical director.
Smell that?
I surely do.
A mystery.
One that must be solved.
And who better to solve that mystery than
Us!
The Nerd Squad is here today at the Denver Museum of Nature and Science. As you can probably deduce from this here sign, we're about to embark into the world of Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
the game is afoot.
I thought my foot was a foot.
Let's roll, squad. This mystery's calling my name.
Forensics are a sleuth's greatest asset, but where did forensics start? This is no mystery. These are the seeds of modern-day forensics.
Cosmetics made with arsenic or nightshade. Pick your poison.
A plant that fools bees? A bug that solves crimes? Botany.
Ballistics, where the aim is the game.
I'm receiving a message. Nerd Squad to 221B Baker Street.
We're in the underground.
The London Underground.
We've arrived! A perfect place to test our keen observation skills.
We could find a needle in a haystack. Time to discover the foul odor of the unknown. Bring on the mystery.
What we know so far is that the suspect is badly wounded, wife and daughter missing. Suspect is an American journalist and botanist. Single-shot pistol found on the floor and fired at least once. Bullet hole in the wall above the fireplace. Blood spray upon the portrait and wall, blood droplets on the floor. Scene of chaos. Botany notebooks found scattered and burnt. Bust of Napoleon found smashed on the floor. Marks found in the sand leading to the riverbank. A peculiar seed bod leading to an insect larva found burning on a desk. Suspect heard ranting about a worm, frantic when arrested.
We are at the crime scene.
We're now using our notebooks to compare the evidence from the crime scene with some scientific experiments. Let's observe. There appears to be a color change. Yes, I believe it is morphine based on the ruby red color.
Now we're looking at footprint patterns. Were they dragged or did they walk?
Reconstructing Napoleon's face. Let's go ballistics.
Is this the correct blood splatter? I think not.
We've done it. A message.
It was elementary, my dear Nerd Necessities crew.
We have one last chance to cement our thoughts. Did we do it right?
Good job, team.
We did well. Yes.
The N3 squad hopes you enjoyed your visit. Welcome back to the future, and we are here with our friend Matt from Colorado Symphony.
Hi! The game we will be playing today, as Una said, is looking back to the future. So we'll be looking at some art that was done about 100 years ago, looking into what they predicted the world would look like in the year 2000. So we're going to be showing you some rad pictures on this year's screen, and the Nerd Squad here is going to guess what those pictures are.
Yeah.
The distant future, the year 2000.
Yes.
Okay.
So far, so unobtainable. Ooh.
So, what do you think this is? What do you think they thought was
Well-
going to happen?
I see some men in suits.
They're on
They appear to be underwater.
Skeleton
Yeah,
seahorses.
riding seahorses.
Riding seahorses, because
why
not, right?
Like you do.
Giant
I mean,
seahorses.
I mean, I have
Almost
a pet
looking
seahorse
like they're
that I
running
ride.
while
Yeah.
they have the seahorses. Like,
I'd
like
ride
noodle.
that.
yeah.
I like to believe that they think that we're all living underwater and riding our pet seahorses.
Actually, a lot of these, there is that theme. They think we were living underwater, because
Like,
you
did
know.
they just
Well,
think
you know,
that?
hey.
Did they predict global warming? They
most
predicted.
likely, yes, most likely.
Yeah.
That is called divers on horseback.
Divers on horseback.
Makes sense, makes
know,
sense.
cool.
Okay,
So that's literally the only reason they're called seahorses.
that's right.
Because
Cool.
we're gonna
So
ride
what do you
them.
think happened with this one?
Well, let's see.
Oh, it appears that there's no musicians.
Yeah,
You
But
know,
they're
don't tell my employer that.
Who needs musicians?
That's
anyway,
right, that's right. This is a well-trained orchestra. It's so well-trained that there's no orchestra.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know, when the instrument's just up and abandoned, who's playing them?
That's
That's
right,
when you
yeah.
know you've done a good job.
You've done a
Yep.
great job.
they
Luckily,
watched
there
too
was
much
an audience.
Fantasia,
So.
right?
Okay,
This is why you don't teach free thought to instruments.
we're gonna do one more
Oh.
here. There we go.
Oh
All
boy.
right, let's see.
Get a good look
What
on
in the
it.
world?
They're flying buses, flying carriages.
Yeah.
Flying
Are those like
carriages with
the
nose
original
propellers.
flying cars?
Yeah, yeah.
Arrow.
Because you know, it's the future. Well, it's 2015, so obviously 2016 now. We should have had
Yeah.
flying cars by now.
With
We
like,
should have had
with
flying
like
cabs
flapping
with
wings,
wings.
instead
Yes,
of.
as it says there, aero cab. So this is the aero cab station.
It's
They
the-
predicted
I
airplanes.
am noticing a strong
That's
connection
right.
to Uber here. A strong connection.
That's right, Uber in
Uber
the air.
of right now.
Yeah, Uber right now.
Okay,
Aero
when I
cabs.
become an Uber driver, I'll just make sure I have wings.
That's
Yeah.
right,
Yes.
get wings.
You
You'll get
do
all
that.
of the fares. Okay, we'll try this one.
What?
I'm down.
Pretty
So
sure
are
they
they
banned that in the
listening,
50s,
right?
but
Are they
yeah.
listening to books? Like
They-
they put the books in the churner
I
and
don't
then the knowledge goes
understand.
into the students' heads?
Looks
One
like
of them looks really concerned.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
like
would
that's
be
how I feel in
concerned.
school,
Yeah.
but like,
It's the Matrix, right?
oh yeah.
maybe.
Okay, but
maybe
why
it is
are
like
they
the
going into a
Matrix.
grinder? Is what I
Right,
want.
and why
'Cause-
is that
'cause they
one
have
kid
to-
being punished too?
Yeah.
You know?
Now, see what happens is they grind up each individual book, and they have to grind up the book to make it into the earpiece thing. Or
Yeah.
alternately, as they crank it, see
Exactly.
the cables are coming out of the machine that's getting cranked into.
Yeah.
So what happens is they have to grind up the book
And
for
then
the
it
knowledge to
sends
like
the
be
knowledge
sent
through
up
it,
the
yeah.
wires and into their brains.
I want to
So
know, is there like some kind of like probe? Does it just go like directly into the brain, or is it like
Crazy.
an audio piece?
what do you guys think?
brainwash.
I think
Brainwash?
it's like they put the knowledge in there.
That would
I don't
be-
think it's an audio piece because then they'd have to be
They
like.
want us to become
machines,
cogs in the
you know?
machine.
That's fair, and you know, they didn't know.
But the question is, did they think we would be smarter than we are now because we'd be downloading all this information, or like?
Or maybe they thought that we would be dumber because we wouldn't have the ability to
Oh.
learn.
We would
You
need
know.
someone
We'd
to
need
directly
it to be
inject
right.
knowledge
injected into our
us.
brain.
Yeah.
The dumb kid's the one who's putting the grinder.
Yes,
Okay.
that is
The
exactly
dumb kid
it.
is the one. They're like, sorry, you didn't learn your necessary things.
Bring
So
back
this is your
manual
punishment.
labor.
I want to show you guys this one. This one is my favorite. Definitely my favorite.
All right, let's see.
What?
I see
There you go.
guns.
Yes.
It looks like an image out of Dr.
like a-
Seuss.
I love
Wow.
it.
A tractor with guns? They're like tanks,
Yeah.
Yeah.
A firefight.
but like
Really
old
cars.
cars.
janky.
They're cars.
They're car
but
tanks. They're like
This is actually a storyboard from Mad Max Fury Road.
Oh, brutal.
Oh yeah. Battle cars, because you know.
Battle
all-
cars.
I mean,
so
that's how I feel when I'm
it's
driving
just
on I-25.
bumper cars in our
but-
real
I
life,
feel that on a
right?
deeply
Yeah.
spiritual
Yes.
level.
Armored
Yes.
bumper cars.
When you drive,
Armored
you're just
bumper
like
cars.
you
I'm
want to
down.
ram into people.
You know, I've got a truck. Those little Priuses, they dart in front of you, and I know that feeling.
ram them. Ram.
That's
I mean,
right,
that's
the
why they call it the
Priuses.
ram,
The ram.
right?
Yes, because you're supposed to ram other
Ram them.
cars with
Ram.
it.
Because you have to
Oh.
ram
Right,
other people.
yeah.
with
You're
your
not on
ram.
my insurance. All right, we got this one here.
Ooh, that one
Hmm.
looks.
those
Huh. I'm inspired.
You know what
They're
we should do to our
flying
firefighters? Slap
firefighters.
highly
Future
flammable
firefighters.
wings to them.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Right? Yeah.
they're like butterfly
Take this
wings.
really thin paper-like material and go towards a hot open source.
I
Also,
also
how
like
are
how
the wings
Read it.
moving? Like,
Yeah.
They
no,
just
like-
they don't. They just
They're just
they
there.
glide. And there's also two fires for some reason. Like there's the other fire, but they're not like fighting that fire. They're only fighting the one fire.
Well,
and
they gotta save the baby.
Butterfly men that
save
fight
the
right.
baby.
fires.
Gotta
Save
save the
that
baby.
baby.
Save the baby.
The other building is fine, but you
Building-
That's
gotta
right.
that
This
one.
building's fine.
Who
Who
Yes.
cares about the other building?
I'm,
Get the
I'm
baby.
curious as to the title of this piece.
This one is Aerial Fireman, obviously.
Cool.
They're very
you know,
logical
no?
titles.
It really is.
What's
Hey.
the purpose of
I
aerial firemen?
To get fire in the air, obviously.
To be able to go
You
up
know?
high without a ladder.
That's
'cause
right,
If the
no
ladder
ladders.
breaks,
Yeah,
How
because
often do you think
inflating
a ladder
balls.
breaks?
they outlawed the ladder somewhere in the 70s. So.
Fireman.
All right, we got one more here. This one would make everyday life pretty
Okay.
amazing.
This is the last
Last
one.
one.
We're gonna do. Ooh.
That'll make my
Yes.
life a little easier.
You know what?
Right.
That one actually
Yeah.
seems the most realistic. Like it's your room.
does she just
That-
pull it
yep.
around?
It is the
I
Roomba.
think she just.
Oh, she,
And
she
but
still
it's
has
on
to
a
move
leash.
it though.
Yeah,
It's on a
lame.
leash because she doesn't want it to run away.
Oh, gotcha.
And, like,
so she
rebel.
doesn't have to pull it.
Yeah.
Because I
It
feel
just-
like you put like a more dangerous weapon on there, and I mean carnage.
Yeah, and like
Exactly.
it's not like just a one cleaning tool. Like it does like three or like it's a multi-tool. I'm deeply impressed by that.
Electric scrubbing is the name.
Electric scrubbing.
Scrubbing.
Not bad.
Well,
So
that
yeah,
was- oh.
the
Yeah,
future will be
fiction with
flying with everything
Yeah,
and
right.
firemen and everything will be scrubbed electrically, and that was 16 years ago.
Yep.
Bummer.
That's
Amazing how we
depressing.
progressed.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
we unfortunately are out of time, so
Commercial
roll
time.
commercial.
What is a pun, and why does my teacher tell me to stop using them in my essays?
Is there a formula of sorts for analyzing poetry?
If we had to leave Earth, where should we go?
Subtracting a negative is like adding a positive. So opposite of an opposite. Two wrongs make a right, I guess.
He went to bed, I went to bed. You wouldn't say, me went to bed, unless you're a caveman.
What is the hottest planet in the solar system?
A semicolon is like Wonder Woman. She can work alone. Coolness, cool points. We'll go
Cool
there.
points count a lot in the universal spectrum.
My grandson has fractions, so here's what the directions say.
Oh, what grade are you in?
4th.
You are very, very smart.
And we're back. Time for our absolute favorite game, Where on the Virtual Screen Am I? As you can see today, the crown is again up for grabs, and I'm pretty sure this time I'm gonna get it back. Because
I doubt it.
Una won't get the clues right.
I'm pretty sure I will. I have been vaguely studying.
Vaguely studying,
studying, looking at vague maps of the world. I think I've got this one.
Okay,
right.
so you ready to
I am
begin
ready.
clues? Would you like to take a preliminary guess?
Singapore.
No. Didn't we already do Singapore?
Can I get another preliminary guess?
Sure.
Melbourne.
No, you're wrong. Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, this city is the largest city in its country.
Shanghai.
No. This city was the capital of its country for only about 24 years.
Venice?
No. There are 23 regional parks.
Regional parks.
Regional parks.
Moscow.
No. There are over 800 restaurants in this city.
Tokyo?
Nope. Over 50 volcanoes share the area.
Honolulu.
Nope. It continues to rank within the top 20s out of 218 for the best quality of life.
In the 20s?
Yes.
Oh, well, God.
But this is worldwide, so like that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's somewhere. Is it in Amsterdam? Amsterdam.
No. It contains roughly 30% of the yellow-eyed penguin.
Yellow-eyed penguin.
Mm-hmm.
I bet that's somewhere in Iceland, isn't it?
Is that your guess?
Iceland.
No. Pigeon post is still considered official for posting service.
It's got to be either Sweden or Iceland or Greenland, because those people are weird.
So what's your guess?
God. Sweden.
No. This city is referred to as the City of Sails.
Oh, I've heard that, but I have no idea where that is. I am, let's see.
Just make a guess.
Rokovich.
No. It's home to the largest number of yachts per capita than any other city in the world.
Good Lord. I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say, Timbuktu.
No. The longest, and this is actually your last clue, so
Oh God,
if you don't get it on this one, I win.
Oh no, oh no.
So all the pressure is on this one. The longest blackout in the world was on February 19th, 1998, when the 4 main power cables supplying the city broke down. The disruption, which lasted for 66 days, affected 7,500 business and residential customers and cost businesses an estimated $30 million.
Sydney.
Nope, but you're actually really close.
Oh no, what was it?
It was Auckland, New Zealand.
Oh no!
Bridget is the cooler host. Bridget is the cooler host. I will be taking this now.
Oh. It's rigged. It's rigged, production people. You hate me.
Thanks, guys. Now let's talk about the nerdy tie-ins. Chimera is the largest annual LARP convention, happens in Auckland. Researchers from the University of Auckland tested and found a computer game that was designed to pull teens out of their state of depression. they stated it was as effective as one-on-one counseling. It's called Sparks. Maurice Yock from Auckland, New Zealand, was the inventor of the modern flip-flop. Auckland holds an annual music and arts festival. In the scene of Star Trek First Contact, where we see Earth from space, Australia and Papua New Guinea are clearly visible, but for some reason, New Zealand is missing. And finally, the Lord of the Rings movie trilogy was shot in New Zealand, where you can take tours or visit some of the well-known scenes in the movies. Many scenes of the film were shot near major landmarks, so you can visit palaces such as the Shire as well. And with that, I believe we are rolling to another commercial, and then we will be back.
With a friend. Hello and welcome back. We are donning some amazing new attire, and we've got a friend for thank you that. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So, Jon Laser,
Can
tell
we call
us
you
about
Dr.
your-
Laser?
That's my father, actually.
Oh.
So no.
How about
Major Laser?
Major Laser?
Okay, I'll take it.
All right. Hey. Well, Major Laser, tell us about your nerd cred, because obviously there's something going on here.
Yeah, nerd cred. That's a geek is so mainstream right now, right? Everyone has to have their nerd cred. I have to admit, RPG video games, grew up on those.
right,
So and fantasy movies. Those were kind of my two nerddoms, if you will.
Gotcha.
So, obviously, you have a funky, awesome last name. So, did that have any inspiration on your nerdiness, do you think?
You know, I had to live up to the name, so yes, I would have to say.
All
Put some
right. Hey,
pressure.
you know what? Whatever gets you into it.
Yeah.
So, I can tell by your shirt and no other prior information. Geek Fuel, what is that? Tell us a little bit about it. What do you do?
Geek Fuel. So we are the monthly mystery box. The best way to describe it is it's like Comic-Con in a box. We every month, if you subscribe, you get one of these little red boxes that come to your door, and it's always full of geeky stuff. You can always guaranteed to get a T-shirt. You're always guaranteed to get a downloadable Steam game code. There you go. There you go.
Right here, if I can reach. Amazing, amazing.
And beyond that, it's just kind of curated by myself and a very talented team of creative people. And yeah, it's always guaranteed to be about a $50 value of geeky goodness.
Sweet.
So, can you tell us a little bit about what you specifically do at Geek Fuel?
Yes, I am the art director for Geek Fuel. Usually that entails me directing multiple people, but unfortunately I'm the only person, so I just really direct myself.
Gotcha.
So yeah, that includes anything that comes out of Geek Fuel, whether it be the website, email creatives, T-shirts, posters, is typically done by myself.
Cool.
Yeah, so.
Have you always been artistic?
Yes, yeah, I've always been artistic from a young age. So obviously fantasy and sci-fi were a huge inspiration for me. So when I was young, I really liked Ewoks from Star Wars.
That's fair.
Yeah, right? How can you not love Ewoks?
Right.
And I drew a picture of an Ewok and decided that maybe it would be fun to cut the face out and put my face behind it. So I did that at a very young age and showed my parents, and they were like, okay, he's taking art classes.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you do some of the shirt designs, or all the shirt designs. What inspires you to make the designs you do?
That's a good question. So I honestly can't take credit for all the creative stuff that comes out of Geek Fuel. I do work with a very talented team. And typically, all of our ideas or concepts are developed really just banter back and forth, and ideas are developed on one another. So that's hard to say what specifically, but it's usually what's mainstream in the geek world is really what influences us the most. So.
Gotcha. What material or software do you use to create the designs? Are you more of a digital artist, more of a traditional artist?
It's good question. So actually I have an example to kind of show you that. So in the art world, we always like to start with pencil and paper, just because it's the most raw form of art.
Uh-oh.
I'll show that.
Don't blink.
Don't
Yeah,
blink.
you guys recognize that, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so we start here. And in this one, typically I won't put that much detail, but we had to go a little bit more detailed for this. And actually, this is the inverse drawing. So if you look at it, it's almost like a negative.
Yep.
Did that on purpose because we knew it was going on a black T-shirt.
Gotcha.
And here is the outcome of that T-shirt.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that is amazing.
So after obviously the drawing, it gets rendered into the computer through Photoshop, Adobe programs, and then there's the back of it.
Oh, that is really neat.
Bro.
So those are actually dates and places that the doctor went.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay.
I approve.
Mad respect. Mad respect.
So you mentioned you got started with Ewoks, and you've shown us a weeping angel. What's your favorite character or item to draw?
That's a good question. So as a kid, I always grew up. I was very influenced by video games. So obviously I'd be drawing like Cloud and all these other video game characters. And as I get older, not much has changed. But more sci-fi stuff. So obviously the Doctor influences me. Deadpool. Here you go.
Ooh.
He's one of my
A
favorites.
personal favorite of mine, yeah, of course.
And it's a little bit relevant, right?
Yeah.
February.
Oh, I like that.
I like it.
You've got the expression and like the feeling of Deadpool down, just pat.
Right, of course. Very excited for the film.
Yeah, we made Deadpool heads once, and we couldn't quite capture that that feeling that you get.
Right, the sarcasm.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, well, so Matt, who we had on earlier, Una was, a little bit.
I was
She
incapacitated.
was a little bit incapacitated, so Matt and I attempted to make the heads, and I'd like to say that, he was probably a little better than I was, but neither one of us was very skilled.
What did you make them out of?
Strawberries.
We did a few things.
Oh,
We
okay,
did
you know
strawberries and
I saw that
Oreos
episode.
and the lollipops.
Yeah. It was an exciting time. So speaking of, hands-on experience, have you ever had to do research, play a game, watch a movie? Has it ever been like a required part of your job?
Great question. Yes, so Geek Fuel's actually forced me to get out of my comfort zone in the geek world and explore new things. But even in the video game, I have an extensive Steam library on my computer at work. We put a Steam game code in every box, and we typically try to design an item around that game.
Yeah.
So I am required to play video games and get paid for it.
Nice. Hey.
So how much of your time do you spend doing this research versus actually doing this?
So because I am the only designer for the company at the moment, I don't have a lot of time to do as much research as I'd like. However, there's a decent amount of research. I would say it's about a 20-80 split.
That's pretty cool. What would you say is your absolute favorite thing to draw now? Like, if you could pick one.
Like genre or?
Yeah, sure. Genre, anything, character, absolute favorite, right now.
You know what? Star Wars has always been the favorite.
Gotcha.
And it's obviously clearly relevant. So.
Yeah. What'd you think of the new movie?
Loved it. Absolutely loved it. J.J. Abrams nailed it.
Do you have a favorite character?
Well, it's got to be BB-8.
Oh, it's hard not to like.
Bill Hader.
BB-8.
I mean, he did such a good job. You knew he did a great job with that.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the robots. Even going back to the original.
Oh yeah. It's hard
3PO,
not
I
to
think
like
is
them.
my fave.
3PO.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I'm glad he had his appearance.
Have you got to do any art with BB-8 yet, or is that coming? Or
Not so much yet. No,
right.
unfortunately, a little bit here and there.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we got to get our licensing with them before we can really.
Makes sense. But would it be on the horizon at some point?
Absolutely. Yep.
Sweet.
Yep, absolutely.
Hey.
Star Wars was always on the horizon.
It's a good time to get in, ladies and gentlemen.
Good time.
Good times. Star Wars are coming.
Okay, so my last question would just be, I'm curious, you mentioned the licensing. How does that work for, obviously you've got a wealth of ideas for what to do. How do you go about actually getting the rights to put them on?
That's a great question. So we obviously need licenses to move forward with projects. Oftentimes, because we're a small company, we're the new guys to the game. We can't really afford those licenses. So what we do is we team up with companies that actually already have those licenses, and and move forward with them, promote them inside the box.
Good idea. Well, that certainly is not a waste of time, but what we are about to show you is. So, if you would like to join us on set for our internet time wasters, we'll be right back.
Hey guys, good to see you.
This is Carlos, a graduating senior
How are you?
here at Emily Griffith High School.
I came from North High School, Westminster High School, and Jefferson High School.
As a group, get that jotted down on.
Like many teenagers, he had, well, a hard time showing up to school.
I didn't show up because of the surroundings of the people that were there. Bad influences or just bad decisions. The 2 circles.
Oh.
Carlos had an option.
My cousin actually came here and graduated from here, and I took the opportunity and jumped on it to come to Emily Griffith High School.
Okay, which one was this?
Listen to his teacher, Haley Todd.
He came to Emily Griffith with 1 course completed, 5 credits, 1 course.
But at Emily Griffith High School,
We're able to tailor to our individual students. We have really small class sizes. We have a smaller school community. We're able to build relationships with the students so they're connected and they have meaning and purpose when they're here. I think all of these things contribute really heavily to a lot of success that we see. Carlos is one example of that.
The type of student I am now compared to how I was before is I'm a student who works hard. I have persistence in what I do. I don't give up on anything that I do, whereas before I used to give up easily and I never came to school. Well, I came in to Emily Griffith High School with 5 credits, and in a period of 2 years I made up all of my credits. So 4 years of high school I basically made up in 2 years.
One other exciting fact about Carlos is that all of the teachers get to vote each year before our graduation ceremony and recognized 1 student as our outstanding student of the class of 2015, and it was close to unanimous that Carlos was absolutely deserving of this award.
but that's not all. Carlos is also graduating with a certificate in water quality management from Emily Griffith Technical College through concurrent enrollment.
The way I actually heard of Emily Griffith concurrent enrollment program was through my counselor. I was doing fairly well my first few months of it at Emily Griffith. Perfect attendance, and she mentioned it to me. And I decided that I wanted to do water quality management.
I strongly encourage concurrent enrollment. I think it's invaluable, the opportunity to attempt a new post-secondary program or to explore a new potential career path while you're still working with others who are supporting you on your diploma and who you have someone to process with if you run into a challenge.
What Emily Griffith High School did for me was turn my life around, making me into a success from somebody who was basically destined to be unsuccessful. It gave me a job at Denver Water.
That's right, a job at Denver Water.
So Carlos has a certificate in water quality management. That opened up the door for him to get an entry position at Denver Water, which leads to so many possibilities for his future while still pursuing college and now also having a diploma.
Without the opportunity that Emily Griffith has given me, I would probably be a dropout or still working towards my high school diploma with no job or knowing what I want to do in the future.
And now?
My future to me looks bright because of the opportunities that I got here at Emily Griffith, because I chose to learn and choose the right paths that this school put in front of me.
Hello, friends, and welcome back. We are here to waste some time on the internet, as I'm sure you do anyway, but we're here to do it in front of you.
And we're here to show you some even cooler ways to waste your time. So I will begin. Hopefully we'll be mirroring my screen soon, but the website that I am playing with is called Pointer, where you move the mouse and it shows a picture where the person is pointing to your arrow. So hopefully, here it comes, wait for it. And
Whoa!
Look, they're pointing at my pointer.
Gnarly.
And there's another one. As you can see, it's right next to the man's glass. Let's do another one. Let's try down in the corner.
Boom.
Wow, they're so effective. Let's try one more, and then we'll move over to Una.
I've got to wonder what kind of finger tracking mechanisms they
Oh, that
have.
one's not fair. They're pointing too far away for that one.
Yep. So,
Una's hoping to get our next one booted up.
yeah, I couldn't. We've got one. Oh, let's do John real quick. Let's imagine.
He's at Christmas.com.
Important. We did this one last time, but it seems important to reiterate just the beauty of this website.
And
Did we?
no, it's not Christmas.
It is not Christmas.
Oh.
In case you were wondering.
Let me refresh. Nope, still not Christmas.
But as you can see, it's not Christmas right now. But if we were on Christmas Day in Denver, it would start at midnight, saying yes until midnight on December 26th.
Yeah.
So it's not Christmas right now.
So it's a functioning website.
It's a function.
Oh, it is a very functional website. So, up on my screen, we tried to get This Is Sand to work, but we didn't have quite the right software. So, here we go. randomcolor.com. This is obviously a lovely color, and now we've got a different lovely color every time you click refresh. It is mind-blowing. Absolutely. I mean, whoa, look at that green. That is the kind of green that I would want to see, like, just when I walked outside in the morning, but unfortunately we live in Colorado. Gosh. See, love their shade of purple. So whenever Bridget is ready, we'll move over to her, but until then, we're just going to keep looking at colors.
Well, you know what? I actually am ready. I was able to get This Is Sand to work on my computer. So this is a wonderful website where that's not mine, that's John's.
Oh, it's mine.
We can do yours.
All right.
What are we doing? Finding the invisible cow?
Yes. Let's start the game.
Apparently, if you move your cursor around, we should be able to discover where the invisible cow is. Ooh, there's Luigi's saying to try down near the bottom.
Searching, searching.
Oh, it's like hot or cold.
Oh,
But
so where's
he
my
can't
indication?
hear it, so
let's see where
we can tell him. We can hear the sound, but hotter, and you guys can hear the sound.
So really,
Down, down.
really, it's a Facebook ploy for me to like the page?
No, there's no more cow. Go back up. You're really close. Try click writing there. Nope.
Oh, okay, so there should be a cursor.
Well,
you're
Oh man,
close.
this is a time waster. The cow doesn't exist, that's the joke.
There is no cow. Wait, go back up. Go up, click, click, click. Higher. Oh, wait, yeah, when it turns into a hand, that's when it's
Well, yeah, if you click it too many times, it actually turn into a...
back to the right, back to the right.
Oh, I found it! Yes!
Oh! Okay, that's really
Congratulations.
satisfying, I'm just going to say.
So now if we come over to mine, as I was saying earlier, we're playing with sand. I get to it's like one of those things that you have like in doctor's offices where they like tilt upside down and it... Okay.
I'm a fan of those.
That looks very addicting.
As you can see, you can make some rad art. Okay, so we can change art color to whatever we want.
I tried to put one of those in my mouth once.
Good going. Okay.
All right, my friends.
Well, so we are going to have to wrap up, unfortunately, but we can wrap up on my beautiful mountainous art. So, Thank you, John, for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for this wonderful shirt
Of
and
course.
the wonderful boxes.
Of course.
And thank you to everyone else who was on our show, our resident nerds, and
Facebook us, Twitter us.
And thank you.
Woo! Bye!